Life in tropical and subtropical regions. Human beings, wherever they may live, human beings ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਨ, interact and change their environment to suit their needs. ਚੇਂਜ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਿਕ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਇਨਵਾਇਰਮੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਨੇ. They also adapt to it by changing their own behavior and customs to suit the environment. Human living in different regions of the world adapt to the local environment in different ways. To better understand how humans interact with their local environment, in this chapter we shall look at two regions located in the tropical and subtropical regions of the world, the Amazon basin and the Ganga Brahmaputra basin. The tropical zone extends from 5° to 20° north and south of the equator, while the subtropical zone extends from 25° to 35° north and south of the equator. The Amazon is the second largest river in the world. It is a perennial mountain fed river. The Amazon basin in South America is the largest river basin in the world. It originates from the Andes in Peru and flows mostly through tropical or equatorial region. It is formed by nearly 500 tributaries. The basin includes extensive areas of Brazil, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, and Colombia, and covers an area of nearly 78 lakh square kilometers. The river Amazon has about 22,500 kilometers of navigable waterways. The river rises from Brazil and empties into the Atlantic Ocean. It covers almost the it adds most of the moisture content of the water cycle of the earth. The climate, the region receives the maximum heat from the sun throughout the year as the sun shines vertically overhead. The annual precipitation averages 2.160 millimeter. It rains nearly every day afternoon, which is also called the 4 o'clock rain. The level of humidity in the basin is very high. The temperature ranges from 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, and there is very little difference between day and night temperatures. Vegetation. The vegetation in the Amazon basin is typical equatorially rainforest. These are biomes with most diverse vegetation and wildlife. The forests are very dense and characterized by tall and broad leaved evergreen trees. There are more than 3,000 species of tree per square kilometer. Trees found here are ebony, teak, mahogany, rosewood, cinchona, and rubber. Deciduous tree found here grow up to a height of 50 meters. Trees have hollow roots but develop buttress roots to support their height. The trees are so dense that they develop a thick canopy through which light hardly passes. There is no grass and woody vines called lianas coil around the tree. The forest has different layers of vegetation. Wildlife. The Amazon basin has the most diverse biosphere in the world and is home to thousands of mammals, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and insects. Birds found here have colorful feathers and long beaks, such as macaw, toucan, birds of paradise, human, hummingbirds, etc. Monkeys, apes, sloths, bears, and squirrels about here. Other animals found here are tapir, jaguar, capybara, and man-eater armadillo. Giant anaconda is also a native of these forests. Alligators and crocodiles are found in the swamps. Human activity. The Kayoko tribe is supposed to be the original inhabitants of the Amazon basin. They keep busy by cleaning the forest, hunting, fishing, collecting fruits, and practicing shifting agriculture. They grow crops such as yam, rhizome, cassava, coffee, and cocoa. Rubber tree is also grown. They grow grass for the cattle. Forest timber is used for domestic purpose and also exported. In recent times, massive deforestation of rainforests has taken place. Shifting agriculture to poses a grave threat as all this has disturbed the fragile balance of the ecosystem. Environment groups such as the World Wide Fund and Friends of Earth are campaigning for the conservation of the forest. Roads are being built to develop the region commercially. Two such important roads are the 530 kilometer Trans-Amazonia Highway, which links Manaus to Roma, and 900-kilometer highway between Caracas and the sea coast. Numerous airstrips too have been made here to transport raw and finished goods. The rainforests are a storehouse of a large number of minerals such as iron ore, bauxite, manganese, diamond, gold, and silver. A large number of dams have been built to harness water resources and generate hydroelectricity. Ganga Brahmaputra Basin. The Ganga Brahmaputra Basin is in India. It forms a major part of the northern plains. The Ganga rises from the Gangotri in the Himalayas, while Brahmaputra rises from Lake Mansarovar in the Tibetan Plateau. The two rivers join together in Bangladesh and form the largest delta in the world called Sundarbans before they empty into the Bay of Bengal. This basin includes the plains of both Ganga and Brahmaputra, beside their tributaries as well, the Himalayas and the Sundarbans Delta. The Ganga plains are spread over a vast area of northern and eastern India. In the northeast, specifically Assam, the Ganga plains merge with those of the Brahmaputra. Together, these are called the Ganga Brahmaputra Plains or the Northern Plains. These include the states of Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Jharkhand, and Assam. The main feature of the plains are high mountains, foothills, alluvium, soil extension, fertile plains, and the largest delta of the world. Climate. The basin experiences a tropical monsoon type climate. Hot summer, wet monsoon, and cold winter are its features. Average rainfall in 650 millimeter in the west and the 2500 millimeter in the east. Vegetation. Such a climate provides for the growth of tropical liliaceous deciduous forest with tree such as teak, sal, and people. These trees provide valuable hot These trees provide valuable timber bamboo to grows in large numbers and used for basket making and construction. Parts of Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh have forests of pine, deodar, chestnut, and oak. In the higher regions of the Himalayas, alpine vegetation is found. The Sundarbans Delta has mangrove forests where trees have still roots, but these forests are being depleted by human activities such as agriculture. Wildlife. The forests of the Ganga Brahmaputra basin have a rich wildlife. Animals such as elephant, Royal Bengal tiger, deer, and one-horned rhinoceros are found in large numbers. Reptiles such as crocodile and alligators are found in fresh river water and lakes. The Gangetic dolphin or the blind dolphin is found here. A large variety of fish such as rohu, ketla, and hilsa are found in large quantities in both Ganga and Brahmaputra. Human activity. The main occupation of the people of Ganga Brahmaputra basin is agriculture. The main crop of is rice or paddy, which is staple diet as well. The climate of the basin allows for an all year growing season. During the rainy season, kharif crops such as rice, malt, maize, moong, etc. are grown. During the cooler months of winter, rabi crops such as wheat, peas, and barley are grown and harvested. Agriculture is a labor intensive activity, hence, a large number of people are engaged in the primary activity. Fishing is yet another important activity in the basin, as both the rivers are teeming with a variety of fish. The basin sports is a very large population. Roads, railways, and roadways are very well developed in the plains of these two rivers. Many places here are connected by airways too. This has helped the people to develop on both culture and economics fronts. The northern hilly part of the basin is occupied by tribes who practice subsistence agriculture or rear livestock. Rice, wheat, maize, etc. are grown on terrace farms. Tea plantations are found in Assam and Bengal. Apple orchards, along with those of plums and peach, have helped the hilly regions to develop economically. Life in the temperate grasslands, the prairies, and the valleys. The region where the grasslands dominate the landscape and where shrubs to make an appearance sometimes are called temperate grassland. They have a semi-arid continental climate and are found in the middle latitudes. The trees are conspicuous absent. In the chapter you shall study about the two temperate grasslands, the prairies and the velds. The prairies. The prairies grassland stretch across USA and Canada between 40° north and 55° north. It is a large and flat ground covered with lush grass. The Rockies lies into its west and to its east. In the USA, it is spread over the states of North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas, Texas, Florida, Oklahoma, Minnesota, Montana, Iowa, and Wisconsin, and it drained by a Mississippi River. The Canadian Prairies stretch over Alberta, Ontario, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, and it's drained by Saskatchewan River. The city of Winnipeg in Canada is called the gateway of to the Paris. The Paris can be divided into tall grass Paris in the east, mixed Paris in the center, and short grass Paris in the west. The Paris has an extreme climate. The summers are warm with average temperature while the winters are harshly cold with temperature below going below 20 degrees Celsius. At Winnipeg in Canada, the temperature drops as low as 34 degrees Celsius. Rainfall here is moderate with around 50 mm records annually. The winds blow with great force. The local dry wind called Chinook blows from the Rocky Mountains. Plants. The grassland overflow with grasses of various kinds. Some trees, such as willows, alders, and poplar, grow, but their numbers are limited. Animal life. Native animals found here are bison or American buffalo, badger, coyote, fox, antelope, prairie dog, rabbit, and gopher. Most people here are descended of European settled. The region is populated sparsely and the people are engaged in primary, secondary and tertiary activities. Here extensive agriculture is carried out in areas with rainfall above 50 centimeter. It is carried with all the modern equipments and scientific means. The parish is divided into huge farms, some as large as 1,000 hectares. Modern machinery are used for farming, such as tractors, harvesters, cutters, etc. In the hilly regions, terrace farming is practiced on the large scale, while strip cropping is practiced in the plain. The prairies are also called the generis of the world. Another important industry here is dairy farming. Large cattle farm or ranches are quite common here. Important cities are Chicago, Kansas City, Winnipeg. The Velds. The Velds are the temperature grassland of South Africa. The word wild means field in the Dutch language. It is in the southern hemisphere between 25 degrees Celsius and 37 degrees Celsius. These pastures are on a plateau 600 1100 meter above sea level. The summers in the world are short, warm, and wet. Most of the rains fall here in summer. Rainfall decreases from south to north and from east to west. The hottest months are December and January. The winters are cold and dry with the temperature ranging between 5 degree and 15 degrees Celsius. Plant life. Vegetation here is limited due to semi-arid climate. The grass is sporadic but widespread. Red grass grows in the bush while trees such as acacia grow along streams. Animal life. Animals found here are giraffe, lion, cheetah, black rhino, and antelopes. The main occupation of people here is agriculture, mining, and cattle rearing. Some farms cultivate crops beside rearing cattle. This is called mixed farming. The wild is rich in minerals such as coal and iron. This has led to the mushrooming of iron and steel industry. It also has gold and diamond mines. Johannesburg in South Africa is the gold capital of the world. The medieval period in India, where, when, and how. The study of human past is called history. For ease of study, it is divided into three phases with ancient, medieval, and modern. In class 6, you learnt about the ancient period of human history. This year, you shall learn about the medieval period. The term medieval comes from the Latin word medius and avum, which means middle age. This means the period in the middle of human history. Observe the timeline given below. Last year, you read about rulers of the Gupta dynasty and Emperor Harshvardhana who died in 647 AD. In this chapter, we will read about the following 1000 years from roughly 700 to 7050. CE, the medieval period of India's history extend from the 8th century to the 18th century CE. It is further divided into early medieval periods 18th to 13th century and later medieval period 13th to 18th century. The modern period of Indian history commences with the 18th century and continues till date. Major developments. The study of the medieval period of India is a huge challenge to historians, largely because of the scale and variety of developments that occurred over the period. At different moments in this period, new technology made their appearance, like the Persian wheel in irrigation, the spinning wheel in weaving, and firearms in combat. New foods and beverages arrived in the subcontinent: potatoes, corn, chilies, tea, and coffee. All these innovations come along with people who brought other ideas with them as well. As a result, this was a period of economic, political, social, and cultural changes. After the death of Harsha, North India witnessed to the rise of several independent kingdoms as a result of the breakup of his empire. These kingdoms were constantly at loggerheads with each other as each was trying to establish its hegemony over the others. This lack of unity and political instability had a disastrous effect on India as tribes from Central Asia entered India through the mountain passes in the northwest and went on to establish mighty empires. Today, medieval Indian history is synonymous with a long and continuous series of Persian, Afghan, Turkish, and Mongol dynasties that ruled here from 11th to 10th, 18th centuries. In the early medieval period, South India remained largely unaffected by the events in the north and prosperous kingdoms such as the Cholas and the Rashtrakuts flourished. This period also marked the advent of Islam in India. The Muslim empire in India was founded by Muhammad of Ghori. First, the Delhi Sultanate was established, and later the Mughals came to power. The Varis invaders introduced Indian to a new legend, India's and ways of thinking, thus leaving an indelible mark on Indian culture. This period also saw new styles of art and architects. As a result of intermingling of ideas, social movements such as Sufi and Bhakti took root and developed. By the end of this period, the mighty Mughal Empire started breaking up and the British began to establish their power in India. The impact of geography on history. The geography of any land is intimately tied to its history as it has a profound impact on its societies, economics, politics, and culture. One has to understand the physical features of a land so as to understand the people who live there because geographical conditions influence their economic and social development. Throughout human history, great civilizations have flourished in river valleys where water was available plenty, which made agriculture possible. Though India lies in Asia, it is physically and culturally different from the rest of it, as the mighty Himalayan ranges, which stretched over 257.5 kilometers along its northern borders, have formed a distinct natural border for the Indian subcontinent. It comprises the present day countries such as India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. Thus, it is far more prudent to consider the Indian subcontinent to study the impact of geography on the history of its people. Nature has clearly segregated Indian subcontinent from the rest of Asia. It is a peninsula which is bounded by ocean on its three sides and the Himalayas on its northern border. Though the high mountains deterred most of those who wished to conquer this land, the mountains passes allowed these silent travelers and invaders to enter the country. The Aryans were the first ones through this route. The Arab armies come down the Khyber Pass in 1001 CE. The Huns, Turks, and the Mongols also invaded India. The Arab traders have been visiting the western coast since 712 CE. All these contacts and invasions brought in foreigners along with their customs and cultures, which invariably got mingled with the local culture. These northern passes also allowed trade links with China and Tibet and helped in the spread of Buddhism to these countries. The distinct psychography features of India have helped to develop its history differently in its different regions. The Indus and the Ganges basins give rise to the fertile northern plains, the seat of many great empires, one of the earliest human civilization. The Harappa civilization developed close to the river Indus. The Himalayas also helped to bring plentifully rain, which made the region more fertile. The rivers being navigable also helped in the growth of trade and commerce. This helped in the growth of great urban centers such as Prague and Kannauj. Hence, this region was also under constant threat from invaders, and many were fought between king to acquire fertile land near the rivers. Towards the south of the northern plains, the Vindhyas and Satpura ranges lies, which provides a natural barriers and discourage the southward movement of the Turkeys and the Mughals. Thus, the Deccan Plateau and the south, which lies to the south of these mountains, forced fever threats of invasion and developed a unique culture and history of their own. The diseased plateau, having non-perennial rivers, developed irrigation system. The long coastline of the south helped in the development of strong navies by the Chola and the Pandya kingdom, which afford them to establish large empires that extend across Indian Ocean and include Sri Lanka, Indonesia. This led to the rise of number of ports and hence facilitated trade and commerce. Ancient India had trade relations with Mesopotamia and many Southeast Asian countries.